Hey, what's up, y'all? This right here is my tantalizing wife, Aiyana.
And this right here, this is my sugar bear. My baby, my husband, Ayize.
Really?
I just want something different
Sugar
to
bear?
say. My sugar bear.
Hey, check this out. We're going to ask y'all a question really quickly. But first, I'm going to ask my wife this question. Am I the best that you ever had?
Yes, 1,000%. Like 100%.
Okay.
Hands down, the best.
The best.
The best.
Okay. All right. I mean, I accept, I receive that. And so we're asking that question because a lot of people, they come to us and they're having challenges in the area of intimacy, more specifically sex. And so people have challenges around the quantity of sex and the quality of sex. And so we want to ask you, is your partner the best that you ever had? Are you the best that he or she has ever had? And so it's a really interesting question because a lot of y'all won't feel comfortable even asking your partner that question. And if your partner does come to you and ask you that question, how would you respond? Would you respond honestly? Or what would you say? What would your response be? And so today's video, what we're going to do is we're going to give you some tips, not necessarily in terms of how to ask the question, but how do you arrive at a point where you all can actually have a discussion about improving the quality of your sex life?
Because the goal should be to be the best that y'all ever had.
Yeah.
It's really not about where you've been. It's about where you're going.
Yes.
But you cannot go to the next level in your love life or in your sex life if you're not even aiming for nothing.
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
So let's get to this first tip that I really want to share with you all, and that is this: you have to have a goal. Oh yeah, you gotta have sex goals. Hashtag sex goals, right? So we have goals for most of what we do in our lives, even if they're passive goals, even if it's not like written down anywhere. But we know in general, we're trying to improve upon certain things, personally in our lives, or I'm trying to do better with my prayer time. I'm trying to make sure that I, get out the house on time. I'm trying to make sure my kids, are exposed to these things, right? We have general goals about the way in which we want to live our lives and the way that we want to flow. We have to do the same thing in our sex lives, but you cannot get to a place where you have common goals, shared goals. They cannot be secret goals.
Yes.
Okay? They have to be shared goals if you don't talk about what it is that would make your boo the best you ever had.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So you got to share that. Y'all got to be willing to just have some of those sensitive conversations and start saying, like, what should be our sex goal
sex
right
goals,
now?
yeah,
right?
yeah.
What's the first one up? And identify that.
But you know what? In order to get to that place of transparency, I think first and foremost, and this is another thing that y'all need to put in place, is you need to be honest with yourself first and foremost. And so you need to go through a process of self-exploration, self-discovery to understand really what makes you tick and what it is that you like. Because how can you really share with your partner or expect them to turn you on or rock your world or have you swinging from the chandelier, but you don't know what does that for you? And so again, what I would encourage you to do is get clear with yourself. What do I like? What do I want? What do I need?
Right.
What gets me there? What stimulates me?
Yes.
What whets my appetite?
Because, you can't teach anyone how to pleasure you if you don't know how to pleasure yourself. And there are a lot of women who do not know how to pleasure themselves. There are a lot of connotations that go along with that. Is that a bad thing? Is that, oh, you're not supposed to do that? That's not being a good girl. And we need to scratch all of that, because that is locking in a part of your divine expression to get in touch with all of the parts of yourself when you operate in a place where that has to be suppressed and repressed. And if you can open that up for yourself, then not only do you allow your partner to see you that way, but you also allow them and give them permission to open up in a different way, which takes you all to another level of connection.
And so number three, y'all, number three is to simply go there. So after you go through the process of establishing sex goals, and then number two, knowing what it is that you like and then sharing that with your partner, you got to go there. That's number three, y'all. Go there.
Yeah, do it.
Go there. Do it. Take the chance. Do the try. Make the attempts. You might shoot your shot. You might fail. You might miss. And that's absolutely okay. But guess what? You get the opportunity to course correct. And ain't nothing better than course correcting with your boo, where you get to touch her, touch him, experience them over and over and over again until you perfect the way you make love, the way you master this thing, making love to your boo. It's nothing like it.
No,
I really enjoyed it.
It isn't, and I do too.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite pastimes. All right, y'all, we hope that this has been of help to you. Until next time, remember, you're not going to be able to do any of these things unless you stop playing
And start pushing.